We grappled with influencer marketing. For us, influencer marketing created a lot of stir and buzz, not only from the traditional auto journalists who are obviously great evangelists of our product and they did a brilliant job, but also the other facets of influencers, from fashion to lifestyle to chefs to day-to-day people.
Hi Shubhodip, welcome to Hindustan Times.
Hi,
Lovely
thank
to have you here.
Thank you very much.
So Shubhodip is the CMO of Revolt Electric Bikes. This is an entirely new segment and these are really sexy bikes that are in the market now. Please do look out for these. So from Shubhodip, from Samsung, Hewlett-Packard, Micromax to Revolt, you're an ace at sort of launching brands from scratch for the consumers in India. Tell us what is different this time around.
Well, I think this time around it's a great example of my two biggest passions, which is obviously automobiles and technology. So what we're trying to do here at Revolt is maybe rephrase the word automobile and actually make it a true automobile, and that's been the intent. It started off with the founder going across almost about 3 years back to invest in different electric companies. But then I think what Rahul found there was an opportunity of why not creating India's first, electric bike. If you look at our communication, nowhere we said electric, so that's completely off. So I think the basic rule of the game was that we had to be either as good or better than an internal combustion engine.
Right.
So that's how the birth of Revolt came in. We launched this year very, very nascently. So the brand was conceptualized in April. That's where the final launch happened, the 4th of April of 2019. We had a very soft launch in June, and then finally the product in August. Currently in 2 cities, Delhi and Pune, and soon we'll be expanding to 5 more cities by the end of April.
So we were chatting before, the RV400 is packed with technology, it's connected to the internet, it's getting updates on a regular basis, but then again the motorbike space is really a utility market like you just mentioned, right? So when you position Revolt as a brand, is it mobility or is it technology? Who are you appealing to? What is the narrative that you're looking to build in the
Great
market?
question. So we started off by first obviously looking at the basics, which is it has to be a damn good commuting device.
Right.
So therefore we said in parlance with an IC engine or better than an IC engine. So we cracked that. So if you look at the looks of the bike, if you look at the performance, you look at anything else, we are actually on par, if not in some cases above. Now we layered that with technology. When electric vehicles have much lesser moving parts than a conventional thing, that's where technology came into play. And therefore we've got a host of features which the regular consumer uses, and I'm a firm believer that, people talk about consumer experiences, but I'm saying that why can't I create consumer experiences where I compel them to use it?
Right.
Okay? So that's a very different way of, it's like you give me content, I'm giving you content back in a very different way. So that's how the whole app starts. So the My Revolt app not only has the basics like, trips and meters and where to switch my batteries and whatever. We do a lot of other things like preventive diagnostics. We have Google Android working with us with all our gyro sensors in the bikes. It's a weird thing we are doing right now. Well, I can pinpoint speed breakers on Google Maps.
Right.
You don't have that right now, but I can do that in the near future.
So from the first few months of launch, you mentioned a few, but some interesting customer insight that you would have seen and received that you sort of decided to plow back into the company because you said you're collecting a lot of data. Something that you didn't imagine before, but it came back and you thought, okay, this is great. I need to sort of put this back.
Superb question. We have, our batteries are portable, right? And India has that weird thing, mera bike hai, mera battery hai. So we have something called a switching of batteries, where when you run out of juice,
right,
you can go to a nearest switch station, which is again powered by the app, which is like when your fuel goes to E.
So these are not dealers, these are separate switch stations?
Separate switch stations.
Okay.
Some of them are in dealerships, 4 of them in Delhi dealerships, and the balance are all in other places.
Okay.
It's scientifically in a grid here as far as Delhi is concerned. Just give you an example.
Right.
So the app actually tells you, okay, Roudra, you can go from here, take the next, it's a 2.4 kilometer detour, take your bike there and switch.
Right.
60-second job, faster than filling up fuel in a regular pump station. But the beauty was 38% of the people are actually switching batteries, which was a great insight. We get to know exactly when as soon as the state of charge comes down to about 15 to 20%, the batteries they look for the closest swapping station and swap batteries. So that's been a great insight for us.
That's really interesting. I mean, swapping is one of the things that the entire industry is sort of grappling with.
Yes.
If you have a model that works, then that's great. I mean, so with your TG in mind, how important is storytelling on the internet for you as you sort of develop this community in a way? How do you leverage that? Do you use influencers? What kind of influencers are these? Are these the traditional auto guys, or are they the lifestyle guys that you're also looking to sort of bring on board?
So we have a mix of both. So it's an because we have a city-wise approach, so therefore digital makes a lot of sense to us. But we start off with the traditional media, where we launched the brand actually in the India Park match on the 12th of June this year. So created that hype, build that thing around, and then structured it with.
So is this moment marketing?
Yeah, it's like moment marketing. So we have to. So if the digital ignition is already in India, why not capture on the moment marketing piece? So that's where it is, and so that gave us a lot of eyeballs. And then as and when we started curating content based on what the city requires. We grappled with influencer marketing. For us, influencer marketing created a lot of stir and buzz, not only from the traditional auto journalists who are obviously great evangelists of our product and they did a brilliant job, but also the other facets of influencers, from fashion to lifestyle to chefs to day-to-day people. So that helped us a lot. And somehow from the traditional brand, which I was there earlier, and if you look at any brand master today, it'll be 30% digital, 70% traditional, mix and match, because of various reasons, or depending on where the brand is today.
Fabulous. And tell us a bit about Shubhodip outside of the workplace. You've done a lot of interesting things. You're a very interesting company right now, doing something entirely different.
Right now, I don't have much time, but that's also a blessing in disguise, because the only thing which I really take out time for is my family, obviously. And then no matter what happens, I have to play golf.
Oh, wow.
So that's one kida which is still in me. I love music a lot, and I love to travel. So these are these 2-3 things.
Do you play any instrument?
No, I don't play any instrument. I did start with the piano when I was in Bangalore. It was my first half of my life. I've always lived in Bangalore, and the second half in Delhi. I started off, then I left it midway. But yeah, I'm encouraging my son nowadays. So that's the way I unwind. That's one crazy game which just lets you move, because you're playing against yourself, and that's what I think life is all about. And that's where I think the greatest games.
That's an existential sort of statement that you.
What do I do?
Made. Wow.
Kabhi kabhar gyani, theek hai, banta.
Fantastic. Lovely speaking to you. Thank you, Shubhodip.
Thank you, Roudra. Thank you for having me.